Hi everyone. I'm just a couple minutes early, so I'm going to sit here and work on a few things until everybody comes in or anybody comes in. Um, I'm just trying to. I'm still working on my December challenge book from Lori Marie, so uh, it's just getting done. It's getting there, but I have a lot of this piddly stuff to do, so I thought I'd do that for a minute. I have a lot of stuff to talk to y'all about. Hi, Joey. You're the first here, I think. We haven't really gotten started yet. Okay, and Melody's here, and Becky's here. Hi, guys. I was gathering up my stuff to talk to y'all about today, and boy, I have a pile everywhere. I've got so much I want to talk to y'all about. So, I guess it's the new year in me. And I don't know whether or not this computer being right behind my workspace is going to work. I can't hardly see it. Give me just a second. Oh, dear. Okay. Oh, is Mindy here? Hi, Mindy. Oh, that's not going to work. There we go. Yeah, Becky, that's what's happening to me. I have so much I want to try to do, and this next year. Hi, Kathleen. I have a ton of stuff that I want to accomplish. So I just, I don't know if it's possible, but we'll see. So, of course, I've been sort of planning, Becky, my whole year. The projects that I don't expect to get done. So that will be all right if they don't get done. I'm not going to worry about it. So there are certain things that I want to try to accomplish this year. So Joey, I want to do more of that too. The collaboration parts. Hi, Patricia. I want to do some hangouts with other people. I want to do some collaborations, different things like that. Hello, Deborah. I just want to do more. We always want to do more. Of course, then I lose whole days like yesterday, but that's just the way life goes. We've had horrible, horrible weather. Hi, Sharon. And Patricia is in the house. Yay! Okay. Well, let me finish trimming these and then I'll get started. I do want to talk to y'all a little bit before about some stuff before we start on our project. So, but at least this part will be all done and ready for when. That's interesting. Ready for when I get to it in the next week. This is for my December Lori's challenge, the Lori Marie Jenkins book that I'm working on. I'm trying very hard to get it finished. It didn't get finished in December. That just didn't happen. It's not, it is not getting finished tonight or tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. I might be able to finish it tomorrow. So Joey, who are you going to collaborate with? Have you got have you got a group that you do? Lisa and Becky and Mary, and we've all sort of we're getting our projects lined up too. Becky, are you guys how much more do you have to do at the house before you can consider yourselves done? Oh, I don't like that one very well. So we will change this one up. 2 more. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Hi, Kendra. Kendra, did you see the post on Friday? My video for Friday? Oh, okay, Becky. What did I ask? How much more do you have to do on the house before you can call it done? Okay. I'm glad, Kendra. I just wondered if you had seen it, seeing how it was you that asked, and I wanted to make sure that you saw it. Oh, too much, Becky. Sorry. Well, you know, our houses are never done, so okay, I can put that away now, for now. So. And no, I don't save all those tiny little pieces. Yeah, Becky, I knew you weren't. You're not gonna, I don't know how much this weather you're gonna get, but we're gonna get an awful lot of bad weather this week, I think. Guys, I just wanted you to know what we needed for today, so that you can be aware. We need some cereal box type cardboard. We need our heavy threads and a needle. We need some security envelopes. I'm using, you need a window envelope. I'm using ones that are white on the inside. That's for later. And then so that's what we're going to need. So I just wanted you to, so you can, while I talk about the other stuff I want to talk about, that we can kind of get accomplished. You can have that ready. I think I kind of buzzed past this, and Lisa's planner video, Lisa was on last night. If you haven't seen her planner, she's got some really good ideas on her personal planner. That is one thing I have to say, is that planners and calendars and the whole mess is all so personal. You have to make it work for you. If it doesn't work for you, then it's never going to work for you. Hi, Mike. It's glad to see you here. I showed you guys this last week, and I just kind of wanted to maybe go over better what's in here. This is one of my file folder covers, and I am seeing some wear, but I've been using it for over a year now. Yeah, I think over a year now. So, you know, it's held up pretty well to be a file folder. But my first, these are all Traveler's Notebook sizes, and they come in and out with rubber bands. I use a full week calendar, or full month calendar, and it's so that I can see it in a whole. Now Lisa has these flips, and it's really cool the way she has her flips. So you might want to check out Lisa's impromptu catch-up yesterday to show what she's doing with her planner. And then I have my by the week. It's a full week on 2 pages calendar, and I break things down, and this is where I do my to-do lists for the day. I mean, I fill it out And then I have a whole notebook full of lists. This is just lists. Mike, we're going to work on our totally junk journal. This. And so what you need is we're gonna do a project for this, and it's all junk. You need heavy threads, needle, a window envelope. These are junk mail return bill envelopes. It's got to have it needs a window in it. We need some security envelope. Totally junk journal, totally junk journal, totally junk journal. Ha ha. And then some cereal box cardboard. And you've got a few minutes to find that stuff if you need it. Then I added a new one. I just added this one because I want to be more organized in my goals. Well, Mike asked, you know, if you ask, I'll try. So I wanted to do that. I've also been looking at things where instead of resolutions, I want to do goals. Resolutions never work for me. Goals are a little better, and I have some bigger goals that are not just for the year, but you know, trying to get things organized for that. And I've been watching videos and things about that, and instead of but taking the goal and trying to break it down into little tiny pieces. Hi, Janet. And guys, if I missed anybody coming in, hello. So I put a new notebook in here that has my list of goals, the project list to help get to those goals, and then the project's breakdown. And that way you can look at the projects. Okay, Becky, just don't drop it in your computer. You're good. So, and then of course I have 2 folders for my YouTube stuff. I have my swaps and video ideas and all that kind of stuff. So, and then back here I just have stamps and all that kind of thing. So I just wanted to show you that maybe a little better because I kind of glanced over that. So, and then because it is the first of the year, I wanted to talk about some goals and stuff. Hi Lisa. Okay. One of my goals is to finish projects. These are journals, and you guys have seen the, oh, just a minute, let me get it. You've seen this journal, and it's one I started this year, and I'm getting close to finishing up some of the pages, finishing all the pages in it. I really like this journal in the fact that I can take the pages out, and in the future that's what I'm going to use. So yeah, Becky, it's kind of looking at things and figuring it out. But these projects, this is journals I started long before we left South Dakota, and some of them have more finished in it. Let me find a finished. Okay, some of these are finished. Okay, and they have room for writing because I have a plan for this book. So this is I'm considering these finished layouts, but because we got to moving and things got kind of crazy, there's a lot that aren't finished. So I have to decide either to finish this project or to, it's kind of like use it or lose it. There's several people have been doing videos on use it or lose it. It's like, okay, if this project is not going to happen, and if I'm not going to do it, I need to get rid of it. Thanks, Lisa. this is another project. I have a whole bunch of these. I don't like it. It didn't work for, it's not going to work for what I wanted. They're already, there's a bunch of them already finished. I don't like it. Okay. Mike, it's just the way the pages were laid out. Let me show you. These are, let me get to the middle of the book. No, it's not the middle. This is the middle. See, this is, well, that may be a little longer, but it's an 8.5 by 11 page. And I wanted a square page. So this piece of paper was a little longer than 8.5 by 11. But then this page was 8.5 by 11. So there's this little flap in the middle. It's just where my binding was. So as they're layered, let me find some paper. This will work. Okay, so as the pages are put together, this flap is opened and this page is set in top of it so that it looks like that. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so my thing is that this project is not going to happen. I'm not going to do this. But I have all of this yarn made up into these and I don't want to waste it. So I decided to start a new project, which I am liking a lot. I'm going to make a rug. I know, making a rug is kind of silly, but it will use what I have and it will accomplish not stopping this project and saying, no, I'm not going to do it. So I think we need to think about not doing things that, you know, if it got stopped, maybe there's a reason it got stopped. So then I have a little haul to show you. You guys have seen before where we have this store. It's a printer's paper store. They supply printers here in town. So things are damaged. Don't get me wrong, things are damaged. These are, well, where's the really bent ones? Okay. All right, see, that's a little bent. Okay. Well, that's okay because as soon as I coffee dye it or put it on the jelly plate, thank you, Janet, they'll flatten out and be more than usable. And I got this entire box. And the deal was we were out with some friends for lunch. Snowbirds that we hadn't seen yet are down, and we hadn't seen them yet. So we're coming back past, and Jeff says, should the car stop at the paper store? And I said, oh, no, I don't need any paper. And he said, well, okay, we're going by. And I said, yeah, well, you better stop because the car may not need anything, but I have to go look. I paid $2 for 250 envelopes just because they're a little bent. And then I got this. This is really nice linen colored. It's creamy colored, but it's a whole ream. Okay, I paid $2 for this, and I can put it through the printer just, you know, for my invoices and everything else that I have to do for $2. Well, that's way cheaper. I can buy copy paper at Walmart, and it's pretty paper. And I got so I got 2 of these, and I got another gigantic ream that was a little more expensive, but you know, that's how it goes. Hold on one second. I have another thing to show you. I was very bad That's very bad right before Christmas. Now, we weren't going to give each other presents because we didn't need anything. Oh, is Barb here? I didn't see her come in. Hello, Barb. Interweave had a sale. A big sale. And I got sucked right into that. There's 9 of them. I got 9 books for the price, less than 3. They were less than $10 a piece. They're about $8 a piece, and these are $25 books. So my plan is to do, like, once a month, do a, what do you call that? It went away. I suddenly forget things. A review, a book review. I want to read them before I really do a book review. So I really think that that's something that I might want to do live this next year. Well, Mike, that's true. And the thing of it was, is I really thought this was my Christmas gift I was giving myself, and then my hubby comes in and gives me 3 gift cards. So that's the way it works. Anyways, this one is the only one I got on fabric, and it probably isn't something I would have normally gotten, but I have been painting on fabric some, and I wanted to see if there was something more, you know. Now, some of these, you know, may be older information. Oh, that one's upside down. Why is that one upside down? Oh, I think Becky has this one. Lisa Good. I think I saw that Becky had gotten this one for herself. The thing it was is that if you watch Interweave, they do some very interesting, sorry for the glare, guys. Oh, does that help? They do some very interesting sales sometimes. So I just want you to be aware. And I kind of wonder, do you guys want to do this live? Do you want to do just like a book review live once a month? In addition to our Totally Junk Journal play. Not necessarily on Sundays. Ouch! Oh, good, Lisa. I'm glad that he's doing better. Now, I have some happy mail, and I don't think I've seen Lori come in yet. Last week she was late. What's really funny is I had a did Joan come in? Oh, she did. Hi, Joan. I had a card from Lori last week too, so I don't know if she didn't realize she sent me to, but I'm not going to complain about having to. So, because I love getting happy mail. Oh my, this one's got fun stuff in it too. The last one had fun stuff in it. So is this one. Oh, hi, Carl. Yes, and I haven't started yet. Okay, that's not wanting to come out of the envelope. I don't know why. Come on. But this is from Lori Richard. And I think her channel is LA something. I can't remember what it is. It says Making Spirits Bright. Oh, she sent me 2 more ATCs. Oh, let me move that. Aren't these pretty? This is a cute card too, but Star Wolf, LA Richard Star Wolf, LA Star Wolf, yeah. Oh, these are lovely. Little bling. Oh, Star Wolf 539. Should look at the back. Oh, those are just gorgeous. So thank you, Lori. And then I'm pretty sure Beth's is napkins, because we have a napkin swap, and it's, what is it, 5 days away? Well, Becky and Lisa, I think, are both eating too, Carl. So, that works. Okay. I do not want to cut through the napkins. And this is from Beth. She's kind of new to the channel. She made a fun, pretty envelope. And then, yep, we have, oh, there's goodies in there. Oh, how fun. I knew she was sending napkins for the napkin swap. Oh, and there's fun cards. Oh, phase 10. There's fun cards. Oh, and another cool ATC. Oh, that's neat. It's an old embroidery cotton label. Let me see if you guys can see it. Carl's on to pudding. And then there's a Coates and Clark. It's a really cute sewing embroidery kind of. Oh, and it's all pretty on the back too. There's butterflies on it. Okay. Oops. And another fun ATC. Oh, and I love this little piece of ATC. This is a really cute one. This is painty paper kind. Beth, these are gorgeous. Thank you. Okay, and her stamps for sending back. So, the 4th is when I'm going to swap these all out. So, did I miss anybody coming in? Sharon. Hi, Sharon. Oh, Mary's here. I didn't see Mary come in. Goody, Mary's here. Because we want to talk about something. I'm going to talk about this for just a second. There's a video from last night. Last night? Yeah, I think so. About the 1 question a day thing. And I actually had bought this book. You know, it's funny that this one jumped off the shelf when I was at the bookstore, and I come home and I remembered I have this one. This one's called Legacy, and it has a different questions in it. This one is kind of about, the questions are about yourself, which is really interesting. But this one has some questions about, yeah, spice cake. Yum. This one has more about, like, what did you wish your parents would do for you? So it talks about your family and more of extended family. And then this one has conversations with my mother, and I got this one when we did a pound sale at the thrift store, and it's again more about family. So I'm going to pull questions from all of these. I'm not going to do these on the video. The video talks about it. Last night's video talks about what I'm going to do and where you'll find the information. It's on my in my group. So I'm going to post a question every day. You do not have to answer it publicly by any means. It's just one of those things that I'm going to be doing, and if you want to play along, awesome. Another thing I'm going to be doing is something I talked to Mary about yesterday. Mary did a list in her Friday Night Live of everything you could possibly think of to do with a piece of white paper, a single sheet of white paper. Okay, now, oh, that's a nice piece of white paper, although it's got a little stuff on it. The white paper, that's back. Yeah, I was thinking about that too, but I have some other ideas that might be three-dimensional kind of thing, or not so easy to put on an index card. But that's one of the things I was going to say, is that all of these things you can do with white paper. It doesn't have to be a big sheet. It can be a little quarter sheet. I have index card. I would like to do a whole series of index cards, Becky, but I don't know that I'm going to do the white paper challenge, whatever, with index cards. So I haven't made up my mind. And the thing is, I think I'm going to do this with whatever piece of paper I happen to want to do it on. Okay, just a minute. I need to catch up with chat. Sorry. Yeah, Carl, Scott made cake. He made 2 cakes, actually. Mike, I don't know if you've watched the Mary Altier. If one of you girls could pop up her YouTube channel for me, I'd appreciate it. Friday night, Mike, Mary made a list, and we all sort of interacted with this list of everything you could think of to do with a white piece of paper. Now, it was an exercise in the thought. It was an exercise in ideas. I am personally going to challenge myself this year to do 365 ideas of what I can do with one piece of white paper. Now, it can be any kind of white paper, and it can be any size of white paper. That's my rules, okay? Oh no, Mike, I'm sorry. This is and Mary is going to, after the first of the year, send me the list so that we can upload it in the files of the group. Guys, I'm sorry, that's glary, isn't it? Okay, sorry about the glare. Let me put that like that. The Mary's going to give us her list. And then we're going to leave comments open so that you can write down, put in pictures, that kind of thing, of everything that you think of to do with a piece of white paper. Lori, thank you for your card and your ATCs. I just opened them a few minutes ago. So this is mixed media paper, and I am going to do whatever comes to mind that day. It doesn't need to be a big involved thing. Like Becky said, she's going to do hers on index cards. And Mary's going to get us a list after the first of the year. We're not going to rush her, because we can start. I'm pretty sure that we can all think of something to do with a white piece of paper for the first few days. Let me put this over here. I am going to use these. I have 2 of them, and I counted, well, since there's 100 sheets, there's 200 pages in there. I am going to use this for my 2019 question, and then my piece of white paper, I'm going to like tip in my piece of white paper. Whatever I do with it, I'm going to put in here. Becky's going to make a box with index cards. And guys, this is one of those things where if you want to play, but I'm, it's about having fun, and it's about thinking. Mary does the Society of Idea Collectors, and Mike, if you haven't watched Mary's channel, you really need to watch. Last Friday night's live, she did that list, and you'll see more about what we're talking about. But Mary also does the Society of Ideas Collectors. Yes, fold it right on it, anything, Mike. Make a list, turn it into an airplane, watch Mary's video. You'll see the 500 million miles of list. The other thing is that Mary is going to give us a list, and I'm going to put it on the files, in the files, so that if you come up blank one day, because I mean, I've already started several ideas that I want to do, but if you come up blank one day, then you can look at Mary's list. And oh, the index card is for the for the perpetual calendar, for the for this, the one question a day. And the idea behind this is that you answer the same question every day for 5 years. On the first, every day, on the first of the year, every year for 5 years. Ask yourself the same question. That's what you're talking about, Becky. Yes, for the questions. And this is a good thing because we change. This is and lives change. My life has changed a lot in the last 3 years. It didn't change for almost 12 years. It didn't change a lot, and then all of a sudden in 3 years it changed tremendously. Yeah, Mary's going to update the list, and then she's going to send it. We're going to upload it. So anyways, I just wanted to kind of chat about all of that before we got started on our project. So, and if anybody has any questions, holler, because I don't know if I've missed anything, Mary. Yes, Carl, and Dee Dee Willingham also, that's where Society of Idea Collectors sort of got started, is in Dee Dee Willingham's live streams. It's not something horrendously new, but it's just a different way of looking at it and thinking about things. That glare is terrible right there. Yes, Becky, that's true. Okay, yeah. Yeah, and that's the Society of Idea Collectors is a ongoing thing with Dee Dee. So, okay, let's get to our project. Who all's going to play today? The book glare's worse, oh no. Oh dear, let me see what I can do here. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, since Mike is kind of new, I want to kind of give him an idea of where we're at with this. Okay, let's see. Lisa, we're just getting ready to start. Mary's playing, Lisa's playing, Deborah's playing, Sharon's playing, Patricia. Carl. I think that's about 8 of us, 8 or 9 of us. So, that just gives me an idea. Now, that doesn't mean I can always wait. I told y'all that I needed my cover so that I could contain things. And these are, and Becky's going to play. This is just temporary holdings. I'm going to actually eventually sew these signatures in. But Mike, this is our totally junk journal. It is made up of junk mail. This is plastic bags. This is old thread. This is a paper bag. Hi, Kendra. Okay. MM book. Mike, I'm not sure exactly. A mixed media? Yeah, it's mixed media. It definitely art journal mixed media. We have tags, we have pages, we have pockets, and there's a whole series. We're in our 12th week of this. When I started, I had 5 ideas, and now I have a whole bunch more. And each week we make something that stands independently. Like the tags are one thing. I don't try to do the whole book in 1 week, and because I didn't know how big it was going to be. So, and Kathleen's playing, I think we're up to 10 or 11. The idea behind it is to use junk, very few supplies. For like 7 weeks, all we used for glue was Elmer's Extreme, or a glue stick, not necessarily Elmer's Extreme. Not a bunch of big tools. Something that people can do if they don't have a ton of stuff. We went ahead and made the cover because it was starting to get where this would fall apart, and I was afraid I would lose it. Now I have just got it elastic banded in right now, because I may make this signature a bit smaller and put some of it in another signature. Oh, that's all right, Mike. Anyhow, this is just a temporary way to hold things up in my cover right now. And our cover is just corrugated cardboard. So there's a whole playlist of these videos. And guys, for next week, I need you to have another brown paper bag. And plenty of security envelopes, different patterns. Okay, because the signatures are growing, we kind of need another bigger piece for an outside piece of signature to make a second signature that has enough bigger spots on it. So for next week we need something big. Okay, so we're going to start with, and I know this seems odd because we're going to start with this and then we're going to go on to something else. Thanks, Mike. If you're interested, you should join the group. The girls have been showing off their projects each week. And there is some very interesting things that have been going on with it. So I'm just cutting up a piece of this cereal box. And we don't need all of it. We're just going to use part of it. So if your piece of cardboard is smaller, that's fine. Thank you, Janet. Janet just put down the playlist. Since we've been doing this in lives, and she also just did my group. Thank you so much, Janet. Since we've been doing this in lives, there are 4 of the videos where I did just the video, or just the project. I haven't gotten to all the projects to do them individually yet. So the first thing we want to do today is get either 1 or 2 chunks of security envelope glued to our piece of cardboard. And it does not have to be huge chunks. About 2 inches, 2.5 inches, something like that. And I'm just chunking it out right now, okay? we're going to glue this on here, and we want to do this so that it's dry down the road. I'm just going to use my glue stick and stick it on. You do want it to be on there really well though, so lots of glue stick. I need a card. And you notice I tend to glue to the printed side because a lot of times I use the back side to write on, so that's just the way I do it. It does not necessary. Whichever side you want, it doesn't matter for this. We're going to use these to make an embellishment for a tag or something in a bit. And you know, Mike, I think I would call it mixed media art journaling kind of thing. Yes, Janet is she's our go-to girl. It makes it so much easier when I don't have, of course I can't type very well now because the computer is way behind me. So, guys, let me know when you get this done. Wow, there's a lot of you here for a holiday weekend. There's 30 of you here today. If I missed anybody coming in, hello, hello. Let me know when you're done. Carl's done. And like I said, we're just going to set this aside and let it get dry. We want it good and dry in a little bit. Hi, Giovanna. It's nice that you popped in. Well, hello, Chronic Crafter. Well, hi. We're playing in our Totally Junk Journal today. All we've done so far is stick some security envelope to some cardboard. Okay, Chronic, it's Angela. I will try to remember that. Hi, Holly. Well, I know 2 of you are ready. Mary, are you playing today or are you busy working? Mary's playing, I think. Sharon's ready. Angela, is this your first time to come in? Deborah's ready. And Beth, hey Beth, I didn't see you come in. I got your envelope. Did you see it? Were you here earlier? And thank you very much for the ATCs. They were lovely. Okay. Well, Angela, I'm glad you're here. Excuse me. Okay. Well, I thank you so much, Beth. I opened my Happy Mail earlier, and the ATCs are lovely, and um, I just wanted you to know that I got everything, and oh, hi, Kathy. Well, I'm glad you said hello, Angela. You know who I haven't seen in a couple weeks is Ruby, girls. Have you guys seen Ruby? Now, what I am doing is I'm getting out some heavy threads. Just pieces of stuff. This is embroidery floss and all kinds of other stuff. And there's some reason a needle loose in there. Okay, Lisa, either that or crochet thread, anything like that? Yeah, Becky, I haven't either. I'm gonna have to think about messaging her. Of course, she could. It's holidays. She may be busy with family. You know, Becky, I've had a terrible time. The last 2 Fridays watching Mary, I must have refreshed my screen about 500 times. Booted out? Why, Mike? We don't know. YouTube's just been weird. Oh dear, Becky, mine is I think playing video games. Yeah, Angela, it was terrible. I mean, and we have pretty high speed internet. And Jeffrey wasn't home. Jeffrey was not playing games Friday. Yeah. Mike, we don't know. It was just she just couldn't stay in. It was just bad. Okay, guys. I think everybody should have their little pieces glued down and set aside. So we're going to go on. We have our little envelope, and we're going to turn this envelope into a page. Okay, so I am going to take this envelope and just trim it right up the side like so. And all I am doing is taking a very sliver off of my envelope. Well, thank you, Mike, but we don't know what we're doing that is making YouTube unhappy. But now I have a piece of paper. Okay, I have a page that has a crease in the middle for the center of my signature, and I have a needle and thread. Let's see, let's start with, I'm going to use this dark thread so that you can see it better. This is just pearl cotton, but any kind of heavy, thicker thread. You don't want sewing machine thread. Now, one of the things you need for a thicker thread is a bigger needle, because when you poke a hole in paper and you don't have a big enough needle, then the thread is going to tear going through the hole. But this is another thread you could use, this crochet thread, embroidery floss, like this. I use it all the time. And we're going to create an embellishment on our page. I do not know how much thread it's going to take, so I'm going to cut myself Oh, that's probably about a yard, but you don't want it too long. Too long is trouble. Now, you do not need to draw this, but I am going to draw this for you because that way you can see what it is I'm going to do. Okay, I had an ink pen here. I got out on purpose. Well, it just went away. Was this one big enough? Yeah, this is big enough. Okay, so we're going to this is my window. Let's put something darker under it. Okay, can you see that it's my window now? Carl, that's fine. I just didn't have a big one with a window. There you go. It'll be minty fresh. That's perfect. And any size as long, and the window can be any size. It can have 2 windows. Hi, Dawn. Well, you need a window envelope and some heavy thread and needle. You do not need to draw these dots. I'm going to draw dots for you so that you can kind of see what's going on. And you want these, this is the edges of your window. You want your dots about 1/4 of an inch in from the edge of the window. And we're going to put dots about 1/4 of an inch apart. And I'm only putting the dots just so you can see where I'm going to make my stitches. And you know, we do not have to be exact with this stuff. This is, first off, it's art. Second off, it's supposed to be fun. But what we're going to do is sort of a weaving. And if you ever had darned a sock, you would understand what I'm talking about. Yes, Becky, I would use all 6 strands of embroidery floss. This happens to be pearl cotton, so it's heavier. But if I was going to use the embroidery floss, I'd use all 6 strands. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to work across the small ways of my window first. Now I'll get rid of this so you can see. And definitely leave yourself a tail. Okay? So let me see if I can turn it where you can see. I'm going to go in this dot. Come on. Now give me a second, guys, because trying to hold it where you can see what I'm doing is hard. I'm going to come out that dot. And then I'm going to come back across. And basically I'm going to do what in sewing terms is called a whip stitch, but you can't really call it that. I'm making warp threads is what I'm going to do. Let me get a scrap of paper and I'll draw you a little picture of what I'm talking about. What I'm doing is I'm making threads that go like this across my window. Okay? And I'm just wrapping around. Now, one of the things you have to be careful of is not to pull your thread too tight when you do this. And normally I would turn this over. I would go in on this side and I would turn it over like so. Well, as a matter of fact, I may just go ahead and do that. And then I would turn it back over. Yeah, what they call those something specific. You know, Mike, we also have hurricanes here, so you put those privacy bars on your window to keep out the trees. Just be careful not to pull your paper too tight. No, Mike, we're making screen. How about that? Yeah, Kathy. Now, it's still not going to keep the tree out, and it's not the best idea, but you can still see through them. Now, instead of that, we bought hurricane windows so that we don't have to put up covers, shutters. Now, if you run out of thread, and see, that thread's about 6 inches long, I'm going to stop back here. And I'm just going to tie another piece on. I don't care if there's knots in the thread. I don't care if it has a knot in my window. Now, if you do, tie your thread real close to the beginning, or don't tie a knot in it. It's up to you. Remember, guys, this is, you know, just how I'm going to do it, not how you have to do it. Okay. My tails don't want to go in a knot. I like funky tails in my thing. I like the little grungy, ratty look. Kathy, hurricane windows are special windows that are rated to withstand an impact of, I don't know what the rating is exactly. And there are actually more than one rating. Here in Florida, the best rating you can get is called a Dade County, Florida rating, and that's what we got. They withstand a huge impact. And oh, hi, Danina. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, they will take wind. They'll take impact from a limb, a piece of a board, a nail. It's really hard to break one. The thing about it is here in Florida now, you either, if you replace windows, if you replace more than like 2 or 3 of your windows, you have to either have hurricane force windows or you have to put in shutters. There's no option. And I don't know exactly what the number of windows are. When it came right down to it, shutters and windows without hurricane force protection and shutters were about the same cost, not the same, but close to the same as hurricane force windows. So, you know, that's what we got. Danina, hi. I saw that you... no, I'm not using a dental floss threader. Somewhere I have dental floss threaders, but I don't use them. We used to use them a lot for threading our sergers, and I never did learn to use them very well. I still just use a pair of tweezers. So... okay. Yes, Patricia Grungy. Yes, tornado glass. Yeah. That's the same thing. The high impact rating. We didn't want to have to put shutters up all the time as part of it. Hello, Beth Ann. Yeah. Kathy, that's it's new. Let's see. I guess hurricane windows have been around, I don't know, a while. If you don't have a reason to have to replace your windows, you know, shutters are a better choice. We had to replace the windows here. It was not really an option. Okay, guys, when you get the one direction all finished, let me know where you stand, and I'll show you the next step. Let me know that you're ready and you've gotten these little bars all the way across your windows. For some reason, that particular piece keeps tying itself in a knot. Okay. So now we have little bars all the way across one direction. Yeah, Mike, I don't know I don't know the rating on these. I just know that they're considered Dade County rated, and thank you, Kathy. Becky's okay, Becky. Oh, did Irma pop in? I missed her. Okay, there she is. Hi, Irma. And Kathy, you could leave it just like this. I mean, the idea is that this is going to go as a page in your journal. It's decorated. You can write on this part. Not a problem, dear. Mike, we chat about everything. Wait till they start chatting about food. They make me hungry every Sunday. Sometimes I have to bring a snack in here, like M&Ms. And I sure wish I could get this closer. Well, let's see. There you go. That's a little close-up version. Okay, Deborah's ready and Becky's ready. Yeah, yeah, Beth Ann. I can't remember when they were. They were talking about cabbage steaks, and then Janet posted the recipe, and I'm gonna have to try that. Beth's ready. Lisa, how are you doing? Or did you get back in time? I still don't know if Mary is working along today. That's fine, Kathy. That's one reason why everything is done in little parts. You know, you don't have to do every project, and you don't have to do them at all. Okay. Thank you, Mike. Gosh, I have 40 people here today. I'm really surprised. Okay, Mary. Okay. That's perfect, Kathy. Becky? Do you suppose he found a leak? Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and go. So if you're not finished with this part, just keep an eye, just watch for a minute, and then I'll show you. And now, I'm going to bring my needle to the top by coming through one of the bottom holes down here. Actually, I think I'll do this one over here. Okay. And then we're going to do a little weaving, and we're going to take our needle and we're going to go in under one yarn, over one, under one, over one, until we get to the other end. That's under, over, just like you know, if you ever made pot holders when you were a kid, you made that little under, over thing, but then take your needle and go through to the back side and flip it over and do the same thing on the back side, the under, over thing. We're just going to weave in and out, very simple weaving. And I'm going to run out of thread again in a minute. And these two are too long, so I'm going to trim them off just a little bit so that they're out of my way. Grungy, yes, but not in my way. If you make my life miserable, you lose your long tail. There you go. No comments. Okay, then we're going to bring it to the front and do the same thing, but remember that when you go to weave, just a second, let me get it out here. The one you went over last time, let me see if I can get this up real close. Hold on just a minute, guys. Oops, did I miss everything? Hi, Jerry. Hold on just a minute, guys. I need to check back in chat. Let me see if I can get this up here close. Yeah, I don't know. Uh-oh, Jerry, I'm sorry you have a headache. Guys, if you haven't seen it, Jerry's got a video out about her word for the year, and it's something to consider doing too. I hope it goes away too, Jerry. Okay, so what we're going to do, see, this one is over the first one. So if that was over, you go under this one, over the one that you were under. So you want to do the opposite of whatever you did last time. Okay? And you continue doing that. Remember that when you go through to the back, then you do the exact same thing back here, doing the opposite as what you, my English sometimes really gets bad. If you went under this one, you go over it. So whichever you did the last time, you want to switch it up. Okay, what did I do? Oh, I missed one. Well, are we going to go back? Wait a minute, something's going on. Thanks, Jerry. I'm trying. Oh, no. With an X-Acto knife, Beth Ann. Okay, Jerry, I'll have to watch it this evening. I've chosen my word, but that's... I was going to post in the group about why I chose the word I chose. I'll have to watch it tonight, Jerry. I was going to post in your group about it probably tomorrow. And we're just going to continue this until we have reached the last corner over here. Well, I chose it, Jerry, because it kind of encompasses all of my words. I had a bunch of words that I had thought about. So, now remember, when you run out of thread, tie on another one. Just don't get your thread too long. Anytime you try to work with threads that are too long, you will have more trouble than it's worth, I promise. And if you want to switch up the threads and what kind they are, that works too. Oh, Beth, not Beth Ann, but Beth, yeah, Beth Ann, it changes. Beth, I love the little sewing themed pieces that you put in on the ATC. That was very cute. Oh yes, trapping buttons would be cute, Becky. See, Mike, this is what I'm talking about. I give them an idea and they all run with it and then they show it in group, which is really fun. I just love what they do. Now remember, we didn't tie that beginning one, so do be careful that you don't accidentally yank it out. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Becky taped her tail. Yes, Beth, you. Schuler. Sorry, Beth. For the moment, I couldn't remember your last name. Yes, Becky has an idea that she taped her her tail, and that would probably be a very good idea because then you're not pulling it loose. Okay. Now that's interesting. Now I had you do these 1/4 of an inch apart. I miss Joyce coming in. Hi, Joyce. Beth Ann, I'm sure she will. But what I was starting to say is just I had you do these 1/4 of an inch apart, partially so that you could see it better for the beginning, but you could do this much closer together if you wanted to. Weave it more like an actual snug weaving. I also wanted to be able to see through mine, and I thought that at 1/4 of an inch apart you can see through it very nicely. Okay. Okay, Danina, we'll see you. I'll let you watch later. That's all I can say. Have fun in the flower shop. Have fun with your sister. Yeah, I guess it might not be fun. But now, whatever's underneath this window, you can still see it, but yet it's got sort of a screen on top of it. That you have woven. Actually, Kathy, I haven't decided. I'm going to use this as a page, so I thought that when I set it into my book, I might put an image on the next page behind it. Let me show you on this. That's the whole. That's Beth Ann. That's right. That's why we do this. Kathy, on this particular, see how this window framed this image. The image is not on this page. It's actually on this page back here, and it frames it just perfect. So what I'm probably going to do is not necessarily attach it to this page, but put something back there that you see when this page opens up, that it's on the page behind it. That's kind of my plan. Which means I'll have to think about it in the, you know, when I go to set it into a signature is when I'll be thinking about that. Oh, that's... Now, Becky is Kathy, Becky's putting buttons in, she's trapping them in her weaving. By trapping them in her weaving, they're going to show up in the window. And you could do that. You could, I'm just trying to think, you could put a little image, stick it in there and let it float around in there. Even just like, okay, let me see here. I had some, let me see. Oh, I know, I'll stick this in for the time being. And see, I've got a little, this is just a little tag. I could tuck this in there before I was weaving it, and then it would actually move around in there. Yeah, a piece of foil in there would be cool. Janet, a piece of foil on the other page would look cool too, because then it would shine through, that you'd get that sparkly kind of thing happening. That's it, Beth Ann. I come up with one idea and they come up with 50. And you could weave it to weave it tight where there's nothing showing through, and it would be just a weaving on your piece of paper. Oh, recycled candy wrappers. Okay, Kathy's leaving. Okay, Kathy, have fun. But Joyce, yeah, recycled candy wrappers. Yes, Beth Ann. I totally agree with you. Now we have an excuse to eat candy. Okay. Yep. That's true. Now we have an excuse to eat candy. Almost missed that one. Okay. When I get down here, I'm just going to take these two tails and tie them together in a knot. Now this is one of those places where you could add some, oh, you want to be careful how you tie that in a knot. It didn't tie so well as a knot, so we best make sure that you get it tied, because this up and down one did not tie it. The purple one tied around it. Okay guys, I have to go look at Becky's button window. Let me see if I can do that. I'll be right back. Oh, no, I can't. It would take too much to do it. I'll look later, Becky. Now, this is a place you could add some little charms, which I think I might do. I'm going to tie a knot in the end. And I think I've got some doubled up book page over there that I'm going to go get. Yeah, Deborah, that's the thing. If you've got two windows, you can do both windows. Carl, go through to the back and weave another row down. Or just tie it around one of your other pieces. Okay? You could just tie it around one of the pieces that go across. Now I'll be right back. I'm going to go over here. I have. Oh dear. These are just pieces of book paper that I have that is doubled up, tripled up, something like that. And I am just going to cut a couple of rectangles or squares or something out of it. So that I have two pieces that are the same. Oh dear. Becky, I don't know what that is, but oh, you mean like Laverne? No, that's Lorraine. I have never watched that, Becky, so I'll have to. I usually use tacky glue for this. Let's see how this works. I'm just putting these together like so. And I usually use tacky glue for these, and I just stuck that on with glue sticks, so we'll see how that works. Tacky glue works better for some things. Okay, and of course our little charms are going to need some stitch lines around them, some little black dotted lines. Right? Oh, that doesn't want to write very well. How are we all doing? Deborah's got 2 windows, so it's going to take a little while. There, now we have a new page for a new signature. And if we had something behind there, it would show through. Let's find something bright, maybe. May not be the best that you can see it, but Lisa's making charms, so she caught up real well. So we have a new page. Oh, where my pin stitching rubbed off on the other. Thanks, Joyce. And Becky, I'll have to go look at yours after a bit. Trapping the buttons in there sounds like a fun thing. You could trap all kinds of things in there. Let's just not trap any flies or bugs. I'm not going to do another one, but well, we might have time. I think I have another idea for the window for something similar, but I think we'll go on to the other project first. Beads and sequins. Yeah, Beth, as long as they were pretty good size sequins, because the beads would, what do I want to say? The sequins, regular size sequins, would come through my holes. But I didn't put it together very tight either. So aha, now see, Becky wove the buttons onto the string as she went, so that made the buttons stay in place. They aren't going to move around in there, and that is you could do that with the sequins too. So while we're waiting for others to finish, what is everybody going to do tomorrow night? Yep, you could sew the sequins right onto the threads, Beth. Boy, this computer is loud. I hope it's not making too much noise for you guys. Sure. Let me, let me put it up there just like so. I have to wait a few seconds, guys, to see how it looks. Yeah. Okay. Now let me put it up there with something behind it so that you can see some color behind it instead of just white. Lisa, you're going to stream? Oh, yes, Lisa's going to be streaming. Oh, because of tomorrow night. Yes, Lisa's going to be streaming, so we're going to be watching. Oh, is tomorrow the streamathon, Beth Ann? I thought it was Tuesday. Lisa's going to stream tomorrow night in her normal time, so I certainly won't be doing anything fancy. I'll probably be in my pajamas early. Okay, the streamathon is tomorrow then. Okay. Okay, Mary. I was thinking it was Tuesday. I'm glad you guys said something because I'll pop in tomorrow morning. I'm usually up by the time you're going to stream this time. Girls, Mary streams early in the morning tomorrow. And Lisa streams at 7:30 tomorrow evening Central Time. New Year's Eve through early tomorrow. Thank you, Joyce. Yeah, it's Jerry, I think it lasts, each person has like 2 hours, I think. Lisa's 7 Central Time, not 7:30. Sorry. Okay, guys, how are you doing? How are we doing? Are we about finished with this part? Okay, Irma. Lisa's ready and Mary's ready. I think I saw that Deborah was ready. Becky's ready. Carl must be ready. Well, that's okay, Irma. We're just going to be watching for everybody. Okay, Patricia says not to wait on her. Well, Patricia, you can put this aside. You know how to finish it, and we'll go on to the next thing. You know what, Carl? But when you put it in your signature, it will look cool. That's all, you know. That's right, Irma. Just do your stream. Okay, so we're going to go on to the next thing. And you have a couple of options as far as how to do this and how big to do it. I am going to actually do it big so that you can see on the first one. Okay, so, and I'm using my circle cutter, my circle punch. That is, if it'll punch. If you don't see, it doesn't punch. I don't know. I hate this punch. If you don't have a circle punch, then just grab up something that is a circle, draw around it. Dang, I should have just drawn around that. Draw around it and cut it out. We need a circle. That's the first thing we need, is a circle. Oh, don't get lost. Yes, that's right. We're all going to be in and out for everyone. Irma, it is each one of the YouTubers, and I think Lisa just posted a link. Each one of the cardboard, the Beth Ann, we glued some security envelope to cardboard, so you need cardboard. Joyce says there's 11 people, and they're each streaming for a couple of hours, and it goes, or 2 or 3 hours, and you pop around to different people's streams. So we'll be around. So you need this circle cut out of the cardboard. I put and note. See, I missed my my color by a little bit. I only put the security on there to decorate the cardboard. Thank you, Janet and Lisa, for posting that. Okay, guys. This gets a little tiny bit complicated, but it's not. The deal is, don't worry about it. Let's get a nice bright white piece of paper. If you worry about it, it's not any fun. What we're going to do is we're going to make 11 marks around this thing, around this circle. We can't put 12 in like a clock. We have to put them slightly off. So like if I put this one at noon, at 12 o'clock, I need to put this one down here like at 6:30. Okay? And each one has to be just a little bit beyond where it's supposed to, you know, because we don't want an even number. If we get an even number, it doesn't work out right. So now I've got 4 in there. If you get more than 11, that's okay. The point is not to have an even number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I've got way more than 11. I've got 15. And that's fine. This is a big circle. If your circle is smaller, you want to have them a little further apart. So here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. How did I end up with 16? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, I ended up with 16. So I'm going to take one of them out. I'm not going to cut this one. Okay? So you have an odd number. Okay? We're going to take our scissors and we're going to cut these about 1/4 of an inch in each place I made a line. Remember, I had to take one out and I'm not putting that one in. So I now have 15 little slats in my cardboard. Okay? I want something bright so you can see it. Now we're going to take some of our heavy thread. Okay, once we get our heavy thread, we're going to tape one piece on the back. It makes it a little easier if you tape it down. And we're going to pull it through one slot and come down and catch it in there, and then we're going to come over one. So on the back, you don't go around and around and around. You actually come across the back. Does that make sense, guys? I hope. And then each time you come across, you come behind it, you just come up through the one that's next to it. So we're kind of making a funny little X each time, but it's kind of a skinny X, and we're crossing sort of in the middle of our little round disc. Okay, and on the last one, you're going to come up, but you don't have a hole to go to on the other side, so you're just going to stop right there. And if it's cardboard, most likely it's being held together. It's fine. So then I'm going to put my needle on the end of my thread. And then you guys let me know if you're ready. Hi, Marcia. Well, that's great. A good day with grandchildren's always a good one. Okay, Lisa's ready. She's got to this point with our, it's sort of like a little pinwheel. Happy New Year to you too, Marcia. I didn't think that I would be able to get my act together to try to do much tomorrow, so I want to finish that December book. I want to that December challenge book. I'd really like to do that tomorrow, but we'll see. I kind of lost a day yesterday. It's been so nasty. My mom had the blues, the like cabin fever, so I went and took her out. Took her to Joann's. Yeah, Becky, it's the one that's attached. Because we have an odd number, we're going to actually work with this thread, and we need the needle on it to do it. Okay, Sharon. Okay, guys, I'm going to hold this up right here. Most of you are ready to go on. So I'm going to show you how to get it started. I'm hoping you can see it real well. This thread comes into the middle. the best thing to do is to pick one of the threads that's really on the bottom. So I'm going to go across right here and pick that one up. And then I'm going to go over the next one and under the next one and over. And you just go around like that. Now let me pull this through. I can't see it. I'm showing you, but I can't see it. Hold on, I got to put this down. Oh, yeah. Okay, and then you just keep working it like that. Let me try to hold it up and see where I'm at. Over, under, over, under, over, under, and pull it through. Because there's an odd number of threads, when you get back around to the first one, you will be in the right position. You can just keep working it where you work over and under. Each time it will come out correctly. Now the first couple you want to pull down fairly snug so that it pulls your spokes into alignment. After that, you don't need to pull real tight because you don't want to pull your cardboard too much into a round. But see how when you get it around the first or little past the first time, it automatically gives you the right thing to do your over and under. The last one on that spoke was if you're going over it, if it was under, you're going over it. If you had even numbers of threads, it would not work, even the numbers of cuts. No, Deborah, because the thing about Kumihimo is that you're working with a lot of threads that are down here. This, we're actually, it's circular weaving is what it really is. We're going to end up with a little medallion kind of thing. And you could change threads. You can do this small, you can do it big. The big trick is that that you only have an odd number of spokes. If you have an even number of spokes, it doesn't work. You're constantly having to try to work over an extra one. And I should have drawn my lines on the back for you guys because I really don't like the lines over here. So, but I have an idea. And you can weave it as far out as you want or leave it. Kumihimo ends up with a braid too, Deborah. You end up with a tube that's braided, where this is going to be a little flat disc of weaving. Okay, Carl. How far did you get? Did you get your little cuts, your odd cuts? Yeah, Lisa, you can easily do it on an embroidery hoop. Did you get your... Carl, tell me where you're at. Tell me where you're at that you're lost. Maybe I can... Okay, your thread got knotted. Okay. Okay, take your, start over, get a new piece of thread. That's the best part. Cut it off your wheel and start over. And give me just a second and I will play catch up and do another one. Okay, for those of you that missed and are lost, I've now got an odd number of cuts all the way around my disc. Let me just get something. Here, let's do this one. I want to get something that really shows up, so. Okay. Well, now I have to have an end. There we go. Okay. Okay, that's fine, Carl. I'm going to show you. Very good. I don't know if variegated thread would be easier or not. Yes, thread wax does. Also, getting too long of a thread does not help, and I did pull out quite a bit. It's better to start with a short thread and have to tie it together. Okay, Carl, I tied the end to the back, and then I'm going to take my, I didn't tie it, I taped it to the back. I'm going to take my thread through the first little cut, okay? And then you can't see my cuts very well, but there's one right here, and I'm going to bring it down to that cut. And so now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 cuts on that side, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cuts on this side that are not being used. So on the side that has more cuts, I come to the next cut over, meaning that this comes across the back. Okay? Then I go across my disc and make a funny little X, like so. A skinny X. And then I come up right beside this one, again making across the back. And again I make a funny little X so that everything sort of crosses in the middle. And then I'm going to come up beside it so that I've gone across the back right there, and an X. And I come up and go across. And on the last one, when I come up and tuck it into there, I'm going to set this down and I'm going to put a needle in my thread. And I've got way too much thread. It's going to get into a knot, so I'm going to cut it loose. I don't want that much. And let's get this needle off of here. Okay. Carl, let me know when you get your needle threaded. Okay, Beth Ann, good. It always helps to ask me to do it again. Especially since I didn't explain it very well. Carl, I'm going to keep playing with this one until you tell me you got your needle threaded. Now, once again, if you wanted to put beads or something on your thread as you're doing this, okay, let's see. Just keep going. Okay, let me show you the next step again. Okay, so when we come up with this one, it needs to go into the middle. Okay, so that we have all of these little spokes all the way around. Okay. Okay, it's Carl. It's okay if it's wonky because when you weave on it, it will end up. If the cuts are wonky, then it'll end up being. What shall I say? It'll kind of spiral it off to one side or something, and that's fine. But when you come across here, if you notice this, one of these spokes is underneath for the most part. That's the one you want to start at. You want to go under that one, over the next one, and under that one. Then pull things down, and that brings your spoke in. And then you just keep going under and over as you go around, because what will happen is each round the spoke will be in the proper position for you to do your under over thing. And see, my cuts are wonky. My center is off center, and I am not going to worry about it. That's right. Go with it and see what happens. And Joycey says wonky is good. I happen to agree with her. This one's going to be off center, that's for sure. And I don't care. Now, like I said, you can stop. After you make a few rounds with this, you can stop and leave it kind of spiderwebby. It is all whatever you want to do. Whether you want to go all the way out, you can change colors of thread. You just want to tie to a spoke or tie to the next thread so that you can make this silly thing striped if you wanted. You want to do enough rounds in the center so that it holds your spokes together like a little wagon wheel. But then I think so. You know, we're using our junk. We don't have perfect tools. We're using things, but the whole point is that it's I agree, it's about wonky is perfect, and everyone is different, and we make art with things that would normally not be considered art supplies. Okay, Marcia, have fun with your grandchildren. I hope it's not raining up there, because it's been raining like crazy here. I don't think we've had sun since Christmas. That's been one of our big things. Jerry, are you still here, or did you go lay down with that headache? I honestly think I'm going to leave this one without doing the whole thing. I kind of like it like that. It kind of, there's circles in the, what do I want to call that? There's circles in the security envelope paper, and by leaving it showing, it's kind of cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this. I'm going to, let's see, I think I want to go around just a touch further. I'm going to tie a knot around one of my spokes. So I have a little loop, and I'm going to put my thread through the loop and pull it down so that it's sort of a granny type knot. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the next spoke, so that I've got a couple of knots in it. Now that's not tying a knot. Make sure you tie it into a knot, guys, if you're going to do that. There we go. Then I'm going to run my needle underneath here, like so, and come out the other side before I cut it loose. Yeah, Jerry, I wondered if you were still even here, because with the headache, I'm sure you need to go lay down. I hope you get to feeling better. Okay, and then I'm just going to cut this loose. So that one, I'm going to call that one finished. And I had a tag from the other day that didn't get any embellishments on it, so I thought that I would use these sort of as embellishments on this tag when I get them finished. Yeah, I wondered if you were Jerry, just go and rest, please, hon. Just, I hope you feel better. So I'm going to work on finishing this one up. When you if you finish it all the way out, you can just slip your thread to the back, and you can just tape it to the back. Tie a knot in it if you want, or tape it. Bye, Jerry. Bye, Marcia. I really like how that came out. That came out real cute. This one's big. It's going to take a little while. Happy New Year. For all the pink that was in it, there's no pink left. It's going to all be covered up. Mike, are you still here? I haven't seen you talk in a little while. Are you doing the project? He's probably gone off. Well, thank you, Beth Ann. Now, I'm going to tell you what. If you want to look up circular weaving, I just made it smaller, okay? Back when we did Cub Scouts, we did this on paper plates. Lisa just said they did it in an embroidery hoop. So the most important thing is not having an even number of spokes. That's what makes it not work right. And these would make real cute little embellishments. They would make real cute ornaments too. You could put 2 of them back to back like that and make an ornament for the tree. You could make tiny ones to use as your charms. Yep, Joyce, paper plates. Holly's doing dishes and watching. Well, that's because, Holly, you didn't use a paper plate. Now, oh, you know what else you could use? You could use fuzzy yarn in there, so that it was fluffy, had. Let's do 2 threads at the same time. I'm going to add another thread. I'm just going to okay, what I'm going to do to add a second thread so that I'm doing 2 at a time, this is, you know, on the fly figuring it out, guys. I'm just going to tape this back here. I'm going to bring my thread under my little wheel and bring it up in the same hole as my other thread. Just a second, let me get it. Okay, now if you can see, I've got 2 threads coming out in the same place. I've just made sort of a double spoke right there. Okay, now I need to get my needles the same length so that I can pull them at the same time. You could put both threads through the same needle too. That would work. I'm going to be lazy. I'm not going to try to rethread my needle. And now I'm just going to work these 2 needles as if they were one. Now, if you're in the habit of poking yourself, use tapestry needles. I'm trying to hold it up here so you guys can see better. Oh, I missed something. Here we go. Oh, yeah, t-shirt yarn and hula hoops. You can make rugs that way. Uh-huh. And then hanging, yeah, hang them on the wall. Well, there you go, Beth Ann. Holly, yeah. We don't use paper plates very often. I don't, I find it just as easy to wash a plate as anything. You have to if you have to wash all the pots and pans and the silverware, then the plate is the easy thing to wash. So yes, that's right, Janet. She is the bestest ever. Uh-huh. See, now because I'm using 2 threads, I'm getting that little bit of green in there with my red. We don't even use paper plates when we camp, for the most part. However, we don't always use a plate. You know, we might use a napkin. Another thing you can do is you'll have weaving is so can be so much fun. I could have, instead of starting my green one and using it the same as my red one, I could weave 1 round with green and then 1 round with red and then 1 round with green. Yep, and you can use yarn. Some of that eyelash trim would be fun, although this is awful small for the eyelash trim to really get around. Now, there's ways to, if you wanted to use this as a separate piece, there's ways to finish this that it would to come off. I didn't, I never have done that. We always use them as like embellishments or art. The paper plates we did were to, you know, hang on the refrigerator, that kind of thing. So we never took our weaving off of our little loom. Guys, I'm sorry. Hold on just a minute. Hi, Mom. I'll be right back, guys. I'm sorry, guys. That was my mama, and it cut out on her, so my husband's calling her back. There you go, Carl. See, you shouldn't have worried about it being so wonky. Yeah, you can get a fun, yeah, eyelash and pom-poms would be cool. It's not a time she would normally call me, so I'm hoping nothing's wrong. Of course, she can pocket dial on me quite easily, too, because I'm about the only person she calls. So... but I'll let Jeffrey talk to her, find out what's wrong. Oh dear. She's got something going on her computer, guys. Sorry, I'm listening to what he's talking to her about. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'll have to call her back later. Did you tell her I was busy? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sorry, guys. Apparently she got something on her computer that says her computer's infected with viruses. Click here. My mom didn't ever use a computer until my dad got to where he couldn't, and he had put all of their bills online, and so she had to instantly learn. She's done very well, but there are things that come in, and she is not sure what to do, and I always tell her, just, you know, call me if you need me, but we'll have to figure out what it is later. Oh, I'm not too worried. It's probably a scam. You know, they get it. They get scams, and I've got an antivirus on there, so I will have to go and check it out, though. That's why when I plan my day, I always plan 3 or 4 days, not 3 or 4, at least 2 days a week. I have what I call catch up on my chores day, where the chores that didn't get done on the day they were planned for get done later, because I can't always accomplish on the day that I'm planning to do something. This is kind of fun with 2 colors in it. Yeah, Joyce, that's it. I tell her not to cancel it. I just tell her to ignore it and let it cancel itself. There are times when you click the go away button. She also doesn't read real careful, so it could be that her virus software has found something and wants her to do something, and I'll have to go look at it. If she can't get it, she'll call back or I'll call her later. Now I just tangled that all up, guys. Just made a mess. There we go. Nope. Yeah, it's about Beth Ann. Yeah, Patricia, are you talking about? Oh, that's why. I have split the thread with one. It's tangled because one of these I split my spoke thread with it. That's what's going on. So I sewed right through my spoke thread. Yeah, Joyce, sometimes I just tell her to close the computer and I'll have to run over there and do it. The worst of it all is if when she does mess something up, it takes a while for me to figure out what she did to fix it. There we go. Oh, Joyce is leaving? I didn't see that she was leaving. Okay, Joyce. Bye. Now guys, I am going to trim this off a little bit because I really do not like those dark lines on it. And I think if I trim it off, it won't be so bad. It might not be a circle, but I have an idea on how to fix it. Okay. Boy, this takes a while. I didn't realize how long it would take us. How are we doing? Lisa, I had that until she killed 2 computers in one day. I mean 2. She managed to kill a laptop and a desktop the same day. And when we got the new computer, the software wouldn't work between my computer and her computer because she kept messing with stuff, and it just got to where it was more trouble than just going. And since we're here, I can just go over here, there. Getting Lisa, I'm going to tell you how bad it was the day she killed the second computer. I ended up 45 minutes on how to turn a monitor on. That's how how it was that day. But yeah, it would be nice, and then I could look at it. The new I've recently gotten a new computer, so I probably should look into that again. It had to do with you know, I was still using Windows 7, and when she had Windows 8, and the systems were different enough that that stupid 8 is terrible. But I should look into it again, because it is easier. When we were in South Dakota, I did that all the time, Lisa. It really made a difference. Okay, I have about an inch and a half left. Let's see. I think we're going to call that good. I just wrap that around, and I'm pulling it to the back. And then I'm going to take my tape and just tape them down. Now, that punch is the worst. It absolutely the worst. Well, I'm glad you like it, Lisa. What I'm doing here is I'm not happy with the outside edges because I wrote on the front, and so what I'm doing is I am making a little frame for my tag, for my flower. I think what we'll do is put this circle in the middle of that circle. Oops. And so then I can have a frame that covers up where I wrote on the little pieces. Okay. Like so. That's not quite big enough. I need a little bit more room. Well, now that's real interesting. Okay. I can't get it where I could see what I was doing. There. There, now I have a frame. Like so. And I can put my circles on this tag. I don't know that I'm going to put them on both on the same tag. I think I'll put them, just put this one on. Ink the edge. Beth, which one? This one? I it's kind of boogered up. I'm gonna just cover it up. But you could ink the edge, yeah. Both. I'm gonna cover this one up. But the other one would be cute with an inked edge. Just a minute and I'll do that. This one I'm going to cover up. I need to ink the edge of my frame. Oh, okay, that doesn't push on there very good. Oh. Okay, let's see. Where's my inky? It might have to go into the this place that I squeeze things with, but that's not taking the ink very well. I have a better idea. I can ink this one though. I really like this little one. There we go. Let's I think I want the inside edge marked too. Thank you guys. Thank you, Patricia. Well, I can't seem to draw a very nice line today. Let that dry for a second. That's not staying down. Okay, are you gonna stay down? Stay down. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll put that frame on there. But I think I'm going to tuck this piece under that. So oh yes, Beth, to hide my marks. If I had not already cut them off, I could have done that. I had cut them off, so the edge was not very round. Okay. Now there's a piece of pink. I thought I had another piece. Oh, there's the piece of green. When I'm hunting, I cut those pieces off. I'm going to use them for my tag ties. Yes, lace or ribbon would work. I'm going to take these threads that I didn't use, these pieces where I cut them off, and turn them into the, I think I need another piece of the pink and red just to balance it. How's everybody doing with theirs? There we go. And now I have a little tag, and I'll have to make another little tag to put in that one. Put that one on. Lisa's fixing to take a picture. Hi, Gloria. I'm glad you popped in. Becky's on her second one. Beth, you can go out as far as you want. I stopped quickly on this one and tied a knot and hid my tail. And I went further out with this one and stopped before I got... You can go all the way out to the end of your things as far as you want. It's up to you. Beth Ann, I'm glad you liking it. Holly, yeah, Becky's an overachiever. Well, I sort of did too. Here, I'll hold them up so you can see them a little better. Someday I'll figure out how to make this camera work right, but okay. Well, thank you, Janet. If you guys are far enough along with this, I want to show you another stitched page on this. Not that you have to make one, but if you've got another envelope, you can make another one. I did 15. Ah, okay, Gloria, on this big one, there were 15. On the little one, there were 11. Okay, the big one was a 2.5-inch circle, and the little one is about 1.5-inch circle. The big thing is to make sure that they're an odd number. You need an odd number of spokes. Uh-oh, Beth Ann. Okay, or Beth, not Beth Ann. Yeah, 11. Oh, this little one is 11. Always odd. And then the as you come through the last piece to get into the center, your spoke thread starts your center. Okay, I'm going to Okay, Lisa had to go somewhere for a minute. Oh, that's probably enough. And Gloria, this is the other thing we did today. We did a woven window in a junk mail envelope. So it has a little window that has like screen on it. Okay, Lisa's back. You don't need to be sorry, Lisa. And guys, if you're far enough along with your circles, I'm going to show you another one of the envelopes. If you want to play along, you can play along, but it's not. I kind of just have to show you. But the deal is you can make really cool, all kinds of designs and things. I just have another envelope just like this one. And I'm probably going to put, let's put, I'm going to hold a little piece of paper up there, which I'm going to poke a little hole in. Well, I was going to poke a little hole in it. I'll use my scissors. The deal is that this little spot up here is going to need some reinforcing, and I don't want to try to glue it right now and show you. So I'm just going to hold it on there, maybe with some tape. That's what I'll do. I'll put it up there with some tape. This is just a thick piece of glued together book pages. And I can glue it down afterwards. So this tape I'm going to take off in a little bit. Oops. Hi, Mark. We made circular weavings. Bye, Gloria. I'm glad you popped in. We made circular weavings, Mark. And we made a woven. Yes, Lisa, if you want to do this, you need a window. Well, no, you don't need a window, Lisa. You wouldn't have to have a window. Happy New Year. Okay, I am going to start out from the corner of my window. And I think for ease, I'm going to do what Becky did, and that is to take this down. That way it be easier to show you. It's out of the way. Okay, so I came up, and I'm going to go up here to the top. Just a second, let me get my hole in there. And I'm going to go to the center of my window. And I'm going to come right back through the same hole at the bottom. Okay. Then I'm going to go over about 1/4 of an inch. And I'm going to go down. And through the hole in the top. And that's why I reinforced that hole up there, is because I'm going to use it over and over again. Okay, and so then I'm going to come up, and when I come up, I'm going to come back down through this same hole. What I'm doing is lining up all of the threads so that the front one and the back one are the same. See there? Oh, let me get this white paper under there. Okay, so then instead of trying to go back to the top on the back side, I do what I did on the front side last time, and I go over about 1/4 of an inch. And I come up. So basically, I'm stitching in a big V. Yeah, Joyce, a small plastic piece cut from packaging. I'm making pages for my book. So, okay, so that's got one. I need to come back into the same hole I just came out of, back here. So each time these line up, top it. Oops, don't pull. If you pull, that doesn't work. So I'm making a big bunch of upside down V's, or a tree. Can you see the Christmas tree, guys? And each line, each thread is got one on the front and one on the back. Always, Joyce. Piece of plastic would work perfect. Okay, so now just be careful not to pull your pieces too tight. Okay, now I'm going to go over here And again through the hole, and boy, I had just enough thread. Okay. Oh, barely enough. Okay, I'm going to tie this in a knot right here around my little thread that came up the bottom. It's not going to be easy. I will probably put a dot of glue on it later. It would have probably been better had I stopped sooner and added another thread. All those little tails want to go every which way. Okay, and I'm going to take this tail, take a thread off, and go over here and tie a knot in it. I'm sorry you can't see a thing I'm doing, I know. I'm just tying knots, guys, and I made my threads kind of short. And I'll put a dot of glue on there later. But see, now what I have is I have these threads, top and bottom, that line up. Okay? Oh, hi, Sherry. That's right, Beth Ann. It's always good to hear all kinds of options. Okay, so now we have these long threads. And like I said, I'll just glue this in place. Right before we're finished, I'll glue that piece of stabilizer in place. But I have these long threads, and they're going to irritate me in my book. So I'm going to decorate my little tree. And to do that, let's see, let's go for some red. Well, that's good. I just tore up my... I always go for red. Let's go for some yellow. I don't need a very long piece of yellow, but or another color, but I am going to put it in my needle. Oh, my eyes must be getting tired. I can't thread this needle. My allergies have been bad lately, and my eyes have been foggy. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down through the plastic and back up through the plastic, just around one set of threads. Okay. And I'm just doing it kind of right in the middle right now. And it does tear the plastic a little bit, and I'm not terribly worried about it. And then I'm going to tie a knot around the 2 threads. Not real tight, but tie a knot. Okay, and then I'll just clip these loose, leaving a little bit of tail. So there's a decoration. And I'll go down here. And I'm just catching the 2 threads together, guys, just so they aren't such long pieces of thread that are hanging out all alone. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. And I'm going to go up here. I think I'll catch this same one up there. You want to make sure that you're catching your bottom thread when you pull it up. That's the reason I'm doing this. Now, there's another option. You could glue some beads on here and glue the threads. Oh, how about that? We could glue some sequins on there and glue the threads under the sequins. I'm going to do that in a minute. But since I started this, I'm going to finish this too. So. Mark, you missed all the fun. I made them thread needles and everything else. And Mark came in here and didn't say a word about potatoes. Golly. That's unusual. Okay, and I'm going to go right here and catch this one. Now my little threads are on this side. The other side just has little crosses over the threads. My son learned to sew on my machine, Mark, when he was about 3. And when he was in high school, he used to make bags for my bead shows for me, and he could run my machine as fast as I could. But he loved my machine when he was little. He would make all the decorative stitches do things. He just loved pushing the buttons and making the decorative stitches. All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to go get some sequins. Okay. All right, now then, how much mess is this going to make when I pull these off of here? I think we'll put gold and red sequins on there. Of course, I got sequins and stuff to make Christmas cards and then never got a single card made. Yep. Oh dear, they're going to make a mess everywhere. Okay. You guys are being quiet. Have I made you work too hard? Now by sticking these down right on top of the threads, that will also hold the thread in place. And you could have done that and not tied them. Oh good, Mary, I'm glad. You're going to take some pictures or show them in a video tomorrow? I haven't seen anybody's anything that we have done that I didn't just love. They've all been fabulous. Sequins have not always been my friend. I need to go find some tweezers. They're sticking to me everywhere. Okay, Becky, we'll talk to you later. Awesome, Becky, thank you. I can't wait to see them. I'll have to look at them in a little bit. I'm going to have to go pretty soon and go find out if I have to go over to Mom's. Now, the thing about this is with gluing these with the sequins, you want to go to the other side and catch your other page back here. And remember I said I was going to put a little dot of glue on this one and a little dot of glue on that one. I'm going to leave the tails. No, I like the grungies, but I am also going to come in up here, take off the tape and glue this piece of paper down that I used to support that hole up there. And yeah, I know we made a Christmas tree when it's going to be January, but oh well. Y'all enjoyed it. That's what matters. Okay, now we're going to put some more little sparklies on this side. Thank heavens this glue dries clear. The other thing is the sparklies from the other side are showing through on this side. That's true, Beth Ann. Very true. Becky, have fun. Tell Scott hey. And you can let us know later what he was doing with the torch. Yeah, I can't wait to see him, Janet. To see who else, which other ones we need to do. So how is everybody doing getting their thingies done? So now we have sort of a Christmas tree page. And we have a woven page. And we have some embellishments for tags. And I need a drink. Well, Carl, I can't wait to see it. Beth, I stream on Sundays at noon Central Time, unless I do an impromptu something somewhere through the week. But usually it's just at noon on Central Time. Sunday is the one day I usually can take off work and that kind of thing. You need me every day. Okay. Well, Beth, I've been uploading 3 and 4 videos a week too. That doesn't mean that I'm always doing this, but it would be nice, but you know, there's that thing called a job, and I kind of have one of those. So, well, thank you guys. Well, Beth, you know, if you have a question, shoot me an email or message me in Facebook. I try to get on there 2 or 3 times a day and answer any questions that anybody's got. You know, we moved back here to take care of Jeff's dad and my mom, so we have kind of a lot of chores. And then we have, I work, I make glass beads, and I kind of took a little bit of time off in December. I took more time than I should have, because I should have been making more beads than I got made. But, you know, things happen, like yesterday when I knew Friday night Mom was in a bad depression kind of thing. So yesterday I went and got her and took her out. She won't drive in the rain, and we've had nothing but rain since Christmas, so she hadn't left the house. Yeah, I know. Beth Ann was playing with friends, so yeah. Beth, I sell on Facebook. I sell in groups on Facebook, and I used to do bead shows. I used to do the big bead shows that, like, Bead and Button and Tucson, and you know, smaller local shows from bead guilds. But now it's all through Facebook. We were in a wreck in our RV a couple years ago, and we still don't have a new RV. So, and that's all just different, you know, things. So, hold on just a minute. Are you getting a snack? Are you getting a snack? Okay, so nothing big? Okay. Sorry guys, but if we have to go to Mom's, we usually will probably go get something for dinner. Take it over there. So, anyways, how's everybody doing? Are you getting your projects done? Does anybody have any questions? That's what I really need to know. Lisa, how are you doing? And Beth, anytime, just holler at me. The emails are always in my descriptions below my videos, and just holler at me through Facebook Messenger if you want. Well, guys, I'm going to go because I really probably should go call Mom. So let me read a quote from 1001 Ways to Creativity. Inspiration is just a dreary detail unless you have a creative outlook on life. That's true. We need to have a creative outlook on life. So, guys, I'm going to go. Big hugs. Have fun. Deborah, in place of a tree, do it crossways. Like, wait just a minute. Let me move this. Let me get a marker. If you have a long, skinny one like that, instead of doing it long ways where it looks like a tree, start like right here with the single one and do it like sun's rays out like so that it looks like sun's rays. Would that work? Blessings to you too, Lisa. Thanks, Beth Ann. I've lost Deborah's question in chat. Let me see if I can see it. Deborah, would something like that work? The other thing is if you use multicolor thread, then it's going to just look like a design. There's always a lag between when I say something and when you guys hear it. I don't know how long the lag is, so I have to kind of wait until I find out if Deborah's heard me. Oh, guys, I just thought of another one. Okay. If you take your window and you run your threads like this, then tie them together in the middle, they'll look like this. So you can do all kinds of things. Okay, guys, I'm going to go. I'll see you all next week. Same time, same place. Bye-bye.